No, usually I would say welcome to another podcast of the current situation, Manchester United. But the current state of Manchester United is not the current state you would expect from a top a top club. And as you can surmise and observe if you're very observant, I'm using a different device, different gadget to for better audio, for better obviously for better seeing. So you guys can see how handsome my brother is. But as relates to the game, no, if you read my last title for the game, which was Manchester United, I'm going to be paraphrasing, but it's going to be Manchester United against Tottenham. United needs to be aware of the low block that would be and exhibited from Tottenham. No, I was expecting Tottenham to come with a low block, play very pragmatic because they have a pragmatic manager in the name in the game of Jose Mourinho. That is Jose Mourinho's MO. That's his claim to fame. That is how he's renowned as it relates to his management, and his career and his credential has shown that. But for some dumb reason, and maybe it's because of the year that we are living in, because there are a lot of unpredictable things that have been happening in 2020. The reality is that in this particular game, I and a lot of Manchester United supporters were taken aback. We're taken aback because we were not expecting that result from Tottenham. The display that played from Tottenham, which was the opposition, was not one that not a lot of persons didn't predict that type of display, that type of style of play, and they didn't expect to apply that style of play. They didn't expect to play that type. Again, a lot of Manchester United fans didn't expect that, and that had us in the wings because getting into the match reaction, my reaction is this: if this was like uh in 2013, when this side was on its routine of a decline, it's decaying, it's decomposing because players are getting old, players are becoming cold, players are, Sir Alex Ferguson has retired, so the players are feeling out of touch with the club somewhat because their father that nurtured them at Manchester United has left that situation. And if you were to tell me that at the time, let's just say for argument's sake, the Manchester United lost 6-1 to Tottenham in that situation, I would be angry to a degree because I want my side to achieve. That's what I would believe in. But from ever since 2014 straight up to 2020, over approximately 6 years, Manchester United has not surprised me one bit. The results of Manchester United have not surprised me one bit. And that might contradict what I just said, but it doesn't really contradict because, again, I didn't expect this style of play. I didn't expect that result. But seeing that United has been consistently losing games that they should have won, playing games that they should have taken into their stride and take it seriously, like they were doing an external examination, they took it into consideration to lose the game. And if you were to ask me, and again, I'm not going to be shouting, I'm not going to be ranting, because I don't have the time for that. People have to go to their beds. And, I don't want to burn down any house that's just built. So I'm going to just preface my comments by saying this. Manchester United needs a system or a style of play. Manchester United is non-existent with a style of play. Without a style of play, I should say. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is basically like what a lot of novice persons do on FIFA. They try to manage a top club, but they cannot play FIFA itself. They go in career mode. They have a lot of money, so they're in money mode. They have a lot of money to make signings. They made the signings, but because of this, it's not because of the signings, but he don't. But he doesn't have a style of play to display for the players. So the players are going to look below average as they usually are, and there needs to be a system that is implemented into the side of Manchester United. I would say for the first 20 minutes, United started great until that red card, which I'm getting into a second. Manchester United won a penalty against Tottenham. Good flick from Bruno Fernandes into space with the pace of Martial, and Martial took it into his stride, and then what's his name again? He looked like Ledley King from Tottenham. What's his name again? Sanchez. Yeah. So Marcel took it into his stride, and then Sanchez, rubbed him with his side, and then he went to ground. I would say that was a penalty. That was the penalty, and of course the rival fans got their mental orgasm because Bruno Fernandes again scored a penalty. But things kind of drop off from there because this is where Manchester United lose their heads. There's a scene in the game that when you are at your most vulnerable when you have just scored, and that is a long-standing statement that is true. When you're just scored, your head is light. You're lightheaded. You might say to your partner, say, "Hey, we're not going to concede the next goal because we don't want to concede any goals, so don't leave any holes in the defense so that they can they can exploit our defense at our expense. We cannot allow that." And of course, they got an equalizer. That was poor defending from Harry Maguire. I don't know why you're holding Luke Shaw like he played for Tottenham. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer didn't sell Luke Shaw to Tottenham. Regularly plays for Tottenham, not Luke Shaw. So why are you holding Luke Shaw like you're trying to admonish him? You need admonishment yourself, and you are the captain. You should be the controller of that ship. But your ship got shipwrecked because Ndombele scored the equalizer that should not have been. He should not have seen the light of day, but because of the display of Tottenham, they were pressing, and that oppressed Manchester United. Manchester United fell at the first sword, and they conceded yet again. So Manchester United, ever since the season has started, David De Gea is yet to pick up a clean sheet in the Premier League. He's still I wouldn't say he's a virgin because his hymen has been broken 3 times against Crystal Palace, against Brighton, and against Tottenham. So he's no none by any means. He has no clean sheet this season so far. He'll get a couple, but I wouldn't say it's David De Gea's fault. It's just that the defense has been crumbling and tumbling because as relates to Eric Bay, I wanted Eric Bay. Now I ain't gonna lie. I said Lindelof was going to start in my preview game for the game, but based on his display when he played against Brighton in the Carabao Cup, that sent a message to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, said that I want this guy to play at defense because with the pace of Heung-min Son, maybe if Gareth Bale is playing, the pace of him, that's going to hurt my defense. So I cannot play two rock stones in my defense that is slow. That should not be the show. So my man played Harry Maguire, which didn't really make a difference, but he played Harry Maguire as the captain, and he played Eric Bailly. So Harry Maguire and Eric Bailly. But her son is still, as some would call him son, although he still exploited that defense at the expense of Manchester United. It's not that the space wasn't there. He created his own space. He went between the two. like a plane trying to go through two towers in between. He went through the two cleanly. And I should even say this because I'm a person that likes to build up to the game. Harry Maguire, Harry Kane, you know what I'm saying, he conceded a free kick and he took the free kick very quickly because he knew that Heung-min Son was a quick player. And when Heung-min Son exploited the space, that was 2-1 to Tottenham. Manchester United was behind. And that's where the snowball flake started rumbling and crumbling down the hill. That is when Manchester United's defeat swallowed a banana peel and it was sliding down real quick. Manchester United lost their heads after that because Tottenham conceded a corner, and apparently it was made clear to me that Martial was defending. Well, he was defending the corner. That's a duh, but he was supposed to be marking up Eric Lamela. This is my situation. This is my stance and comments on that situation. My lips are very choppy. The referee Anthony Taylor, if he's going to send off Anthony Martial, he needs to send off Eric Lamela as well, because that was a stupid decision from him. That was a delusional decision from him, because it's not like Martial, give him as Mark Goldbridge would say, gave him a bit slap on the face. No, Eric Lamela reacted as well. Like he was trying to shove Martial. Martial said, "Nigga, get your get your hand off me. I ain't a bitch." But if you know a lot of Latin players, this is a tactic they use to get the best of their opposition, to get under their skin. But it's not really skin, but you know what I mean. It's to get under their skin, and Martial, Martial bought the bait. He basically bought the bait. And it didn't take long for the referee to wait. Well, he did wait, but when he saw the incident, he sent off Anton Martial for a red card. Eric Lamela should have been sent off as well. Because it's not like he got a base. It's not like he got a fist bump from Mike Tyson in the 90s to his right jaw. He just got a bit slap on his face and he fell to ground. Like someone from 60 meters, just shoot him in the head side or in the jaw or something. And he went to ground. And Martial was sent off. That led to Manchester United having 9 men. But based on the display of Manchester United, we played like we had 7 to 8 men on the pitch. Goals were leaking out. Heung-min Son got another goal. Harry Kane got another goal. Speaking of Harry Kane's first goal, I like Eric Bailly, but Eric Bailly should not be playing the ball from the back. She should not be playing the ball from the back, and that's not against you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just want you to play to your strengths. You need to play to your strengths. Don't play to your disadvantage. Pass the ball to someone that is closer to you and is better passing the ball forward than you. Do not take that upon yourself. You have a job, you stick with that job. On the other end, if you are in two minds, then when in doubt, just clear it out. When in doubt, just clear it out. Do not hesitate and wait and anticipate the opposition to start pressing you and oppressing you, because that's what happened. And that's led to another David De Gea conceding another goal. So it went from not having a clean sheet to definitely, he's getting rampage at home now. He's getting raped at home in his backyard. Harry Kane got another goal from the penalty. Speaking of Lucas, I believe Luke Shaw, that challenge from Luke Shaw and Lucas when he was to exploit that space, I think my man should have been sent off. Luke Shaw should have been sent off. Yeah. But as relates to the side, I don't want this to be a long video podcast because I know most of you guys have bed to go to and had curfew to adhere to. So you have to listen to your guideline rules. But in terms of this side, in terms of defense, if I was to give an average score on the defense, and I'm not the best at rating my squad as it relates to individual players. I would say was um the defense was about five, and that's not because of the deficit between six and one. No, that's just my genuine, my heartfelt desire based on the on what I saw, which wasn't really desirable and admirable from a Manchester United fans' point of view. But that's just my score for the defense as a whole. As the defense, Matic didn't have the best of games because he was pressed and oppressed by the opposition. Because again, he has legs, but his legs is not quick. He doesn't have the tenacity and the fluidity of someone like Fred. That's why Fred came on in the second half. That is why McTominay came on in the second half. Because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was probably, hold on. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was probably listening to my last video podcast or my other last video podcast of me saying that you need different flavors in your midfield. You need a player that complements another. You need a player that is compatible and has high chemistry with another. You cannot have two donkeys in the midfield that is very slow and they are lethargic and lazy. You need a midfield that is very tenacious in his style of play, very fluid and quick in his style of play, I need one that will complement him with more of the physical side of things. Like he has physical prowess, he's strong, he's combative. That's where the introduction of Scott McTominay comes into the play. And it didn't really make a difference in the second half because United still conceded to 6 goals. We even made Oreo Biscuit from right back position scored goals. And you know that guy hasn't scored an away goal since March of 2018. So when he saw that he was going to play against Manchester United, he saw this as a routine to get a goal, to break that deadly duck over 2 years, and it has been broken. Heung-min Son hasn't scored a goal against Manchester United since today, and he scored twice. The front three of Manchester United, I wouldn't say it was non-existent, but they tried. But they need to try harder. Rashford had a couple chances. He was deemed offside. Offside. Um. Not Igalo. Speaking of transfers, I'm gonna get into that in a second. Again, I don't want this video to be long. But the front three wasn't at it. Mason Greenwood wasn't. He wasn't at the races at all. And that's nothing against. But this is my pet peeve to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. My man, you have until after the international, I was about to say international transfer window. You have until after the international break to break out with a style of play to display in your squad. Because right now, players are just looking like headless chickens without a mission, without any drive, any determination, without any aggression. Like what do you want from your players? You want your players to counter attack, or do you want your players to be possession based and develop an attack from there? Like what is your mission statement, bro? What are you trying to say? What are you trying to display with your squad? What is it? Because right now Manchester United looks like they're down to a location called nowhere. Like they don't know where you're taking them. You are the manager for Manchester. You have been the manager for almost 2 years at Manchester United. You have you need to have a display of style and a style of play to display through your squad. So again, bro, I'm not going to this was just a mellow even kill. A brother that's not real surprised anymore. But I'm just tired. But as relates to a few transfer news that has been linked with Manchester United for the past 24 hours, it's evident that the former president of France in PSG is coming, and his name is Edinson Cavani. He's the top scorer. Yeah, I call him president because he's the top scorer for PSG. But yeah, it's evident that my man Edison Cavani is coming to Manchester United, and he's not coming on the cheap. Although he's a free agent, but he's not coming on the cheap because his agent still believe that Cavani is still a top player. I wouldn't agree with that to a large degree. He's still a world class, not a world class. He's still a class striker, but my man shouldn't be starting. He shouldn't be starting. So again, I'm not going to whine and moan about that transfer. It's good that we have depth of attack. And as relates to Tejas, Tejas from Porto, it's evident that he's going to, again, it's been said that he's personally agreed with terms with Manchester United, although that doesn't mean anything until pen to paper and a contract has been, has been, how I should say now, has been official. Him veiling the shirt with his name on the back and his kit number is official. I want that to be proven to me. So it's clear to me that Tejas and Cavani will be coming to Manchester United. And again, I want you to leave you guys comments in the comment section on your thoughts on the game. What you think went wrong for Manchester United? Yes, red card, kinda pitch and hold as a hole in this in the Manchester United side. But what apart from that, apart from that aspect of the game, why you think allowed Manchester United to crumble like breadcrumbs? Like, leave your comments down below in the comment section on what your thoughts is. Very disappointing game. It it's very funny because a lot of if coronavirus wasn't in existent, like if this pathetic pandemic wasn't in the matrix right now, a lot of persons would obviously go to Old Trafford to watch that match. Like over 75, not 75 persons. And if they watch that match and get 6-1 in their backyard, leaving that stadium to go home, it's not easy because you have traffic and you have trains that just wanes down the trails like on us every second. So it's hard to get a train. So it's a lot of players would, and even after the game, as I wrap up, after the game, no, I respect Tottenham because they beat us by that result. They played us off the park. It was a rare and unusual display and performance from Jose Mourinho's Tottenham. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, be the nice person he is, my man was congratulating and commemorating the players of the opposition like he was the actual one that beat Tottenham. That kind of irks me because, bro, you should be admonishing your players for that pathetic play on the pitch. You should not be No, you can say, salute to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You get two braces. You have two players that have two braces. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a good match. It was a good match. We couldn't match the type of game that you were playing and conveying and basically saying to us in a self-play manner because you play us off the park. You were pressing us. You were oppressing us. But you should not be shaking hands with the opposition. You should not be shaking hands honestly like it's a presidential debate. When things are starting, you shake hands and say, all right, boom, yeah. But when you get beaten like that in your backyard, bro, there's some certain standards, man. You need to have a balance. I get that Ole is a genuine nice guy, but my man needs to be assertive and reckless and ruthless to a degree. Because my man was sitting with his ten toes chopped to one side, and he was watching. Like, my man should be ramping and raging and ranting on that sideline, but he was behind the scene sitting. No, bro, we need your aggression on the pitch. Cause this might be a me thing, but I can tell when a manager is literally coaching the side from a manager that is just managing the squad, like he's putting players in the starting lineup and telling them, okay, bro, put on your kit, put on your boots, put on your socks. Take a last minute piss. Don't be like Eric Dyer that had to leave the pitch because he had to take a piss. You know what I'm saying? come on the pitch and just play a game. There is no tactics. Just do whatever you want to do. I do not care. Do whatever you want to do. If a lot of managers like that, and I'm gonna call him out, most managers like that just sit down because they don't have nothing to say to their players. They don't have nothing to convey and say to their players, whether it's to motivate them or integrate them into the game more. He has nothing to say. If you're talking about managers like Michael Arteta, Pep Guardiola, to a degree, I think Pep Guardiola is acting like he's putting on an Oscar Award performance for something that he's going to win. But if you look at the Leeds manager, if you look at who else? Uh, if you look at Antonio Conte when he was at Chelsea, Inter Milan, well he's at Inter Milan right now, and when he was at Juventus, he was very enthusiastic and ecstatic, over the moons, complete banana and nuts when he was on the byline and touchline. Except I'm retract the time where he would celebrate like a monkey on whenever his side scored. But most managers, when they really coach their side, they stand by the byline from the first minute to the 90th minute. They stand by their team literally on the sideline, because they're basically like 12 players. One is just in front, one is just on the sideline, just composing and basically like what the composer do in front of a choir. He's basically telling them what to do. But the more laid back managers, self-proclaimed managers that just sit down and not do anything, those guys are not managing their squad. Well, they're managing, but they're not coaching their squad. And that would, again, I'm going to finish this, but I have to just finish off this small ass rant. What are you guys doing on the training ground? Eating cheese tricks, doing backflips? What are you guys doing? What are you guys really doing? Ole, you have until international after the international break to break out with a self-play to display with your squad. If you don't have a self-play, you're going to be on the first thing of death row, because you're going to be executed by it's Ed Woodward himself, who is usually executioner I should say, or by the Glazers. We don't want you to mess up your legacy status at the club, so you need to implement a self-play ASAP pronto, or you will be on the get-go in first thing at Christmas. People say Christmas is all about giving. Well, Manchester United is going to give you to the dogs, and you'll be eaten. You'll be sacked. So, bro, this is just my thing. Manchester United needs to look at themselves, question themselves, question their motivation, their attitudes, their aspiration, and their inspiration towards the game. Some players don't care because they're on hefty contracts. So what's their motivation to think about the game? They're getting paper for days per week. People don't even get that type of paper per year, and they get that per week. So some people will say, it's another loss. We'll come back next time around town. But bro, we don't want it to come next time around. We want it to improve now. We have lost two consecutive games at home. And at home we should be beating and banging sides left, right and center. Because home is a fortress. Home is where we send a message to persons that you should not mess with us at home. If you mess with us at home, we're going to kick you to your home alone. You should not be messing with us. This is our home. This is our fortress. This is our kingdom. So anyway, leave your comments down below in the comment section what you guys think, and I'll show you guys in the next video podcast. Peace. I'm gone.